Alright, how to start a vending machine business in British Columbia. If you're probably watching this video, you're probably from BC. If not, I would recommend to watch all of these videos right here in these different provinces. Other than that, this is probably not BC. Alright, this is probably not BC, but the weather was so nice today, I decided to make this my intro. But now, let's head to the airport. Now, this is a laundromat business versus a vending machine business, but I also wanted to include this information for anyone that wanted to start a vending machine business in BC specifically. So for anyone that wants to know when to start, where to start, and what to do next, specifically in British Columbia. Now, we all know that for a lot of my videos, how to start a vending machine business in each one of these provinces in Canada, I always like to start with legal and permit requirements for wherever you are. These are the most important things you should do when you first start. Why? Because you don't want to get stuck adjusting any legal requirements in the middle of your process and realizing, oh, I've been doing this wrong this whole time, and you'll have to readjust, or even worse, you can get fined by the city if you're not doing the things correctly. So it's better you get to know their rules first and then start to operate. Now, first things first, you need a license. Yes, you heard it correctly. So any business in Vancouver is going to need a license to operate. That's not the same thing as in other cities. You apply through the City of Vancouver website. I'm gonna link it down in the description here below. This basically tells the city, hey, I'm a legitimate business. I'm not trying to bypass the law here in any way. After that, if you're planning to install the business in a private property, well, for Vancouver, business license and permission from the business owner. That's it. Now, if you're planning to install it outside, it goes basically the same way as the other provinces. Let's say like in Quebec or in Ontario, you'll need a permission from the city, you'll need a permission from the municipality if that's your case, and you'll need a business license and a lot of other permits depending on the city where you're in. Now, please remember guys, these videos are for general knowledge and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a qualified representative. Always inform yourself with actual city representatives and from the government. Now, before going any further, let's speak with someone that actually has real experience when starting a vending machine business in British Columbia. I want you guys to meet
Kurby Bunker.
He's a vending machine operator in British Columbia that currently owns and operates a vast majority of vending machine locations, mostly hotels at the moment. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find someone in the right time so they can film the business, as I said before. But what we did is we did like a virtual meeting where I filmed him and I asked him a couple questions. I also asked him to film a couple shots for his vending machine business. So all of the vending machine business that will be in the shot right now in the video is actually his machines. So you'll be able to see his machines and also all the questions and answers that he had during this small interview. I really liked his story a lot, and I think you guys will learn a lot from him. But he has a lot of tricks that a lot of people don't know about how to start this business in Canada. So enjoy the next part, I guess. Is this the only business that you started, or did you have any other businesses in the past?
This is the first time I've started a business myself. I started the business 4 years ago, and I've been like vending for about 3 years now. It's been pretty smooth. I've been pretty fortunate. I wouldn't say we had anything disastrous happen. I guess the worst thing ever is someone broke into one of my machines. You know, they broke and opened it. But being the genius that they are, it's in a hotel directly under the camera.
Under the camera. Exactly.
Right? So yeah, we caught him, but I was like, hey, where did he head to? They're like, oh, the laundry room. I'm like, you should check the laundry room. They go and they're like, oh my gosh, like, you got that laundry room too. So yeah, luckily for me, my machines are cashless. So okay, $20 lock later, I'm back in business.
Exactly, right? But yeah.
These are things that are gonna happen, right? You leave them out there for anybody to, come by. So, yeah.
And what was the machine that they broke into, if I can ask?
It was just a combo machine, snack and drinks. 20 minutes. It's more of just a pain in the butt to say, wow, people are out there. You got your machines out there. You're trusting that people are going to use them properly. But
exactly.
People can come vandalize or try and break in or what. It's going to happen, right?
Exactly. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why, like, sometimes I still haven't adapted yet to the AI machines. I might put them in the future, but this is one key example, guys. People trying to steal from the machines or people trying to vandalize. Speaking in terms of that, do you currently have insurance for this type of business?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Yeah. I wouldn't recommend not. Anybody can just start, plug in a machine and start making money. Yes, technically you can do that, but you're going to run into issues. that may or may not be your fault. Earlier this year, I just happened to be at the hotel and someone used my machine and they brought the can to the front desk and the can had a huge razor sharp edge on it.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't go into the machine like that. It was
Yeah, of
factory
course.
defect on the cans because I found a couple of cans for the same product, but that is on the end of the can that you put in your mouth. So what happens if they weren't paying attention? That's your machine they got it from. So you're going to be hit first, right?
They can come back to you. They can come back to you with that. Would you say that starting out with like one machine is something that could be beneficial with insurance, or maybe with one single machine, it's not that important when you're first starting out?
I don't think it matters if you have one machine or 100 machines. You're putting your product out there. Anything can happen. If you're going to start a business, these are the things you need to think about. Absolutely. I wouldn't, if you're going to be serious about a business, even if it's one machine, I'd recommend going legit.
What are the necessary requirements to start this type of business, specifically in BC? I did a little bit of research and I found out like you need a business license for everything.
I would say so. I mean, you could probably get away with plugging your machines in somewhere and making some money. But, you know, if you want to get that insurance or if you want to take advantages of tax write-offs, you're going to need to be an actual registered business.
I'm doing stuff legit, like, hey, I'm an actual legitimate business and that's the way I'm doing stuff.
If you're making money, they see that as income. You're going to need to claim it on taxes somewhere. Your own personal or you do it under the business. Either way, but I have a business license, I carry insurance, I do all the things, and those are just what comes off the top of what you make. That's the cost of doing business. Could I get away with not doing it? Probably, but there's going to be a day when
like my dad said. Yeah, like my dad said, at one point the roosters are going to come back home to roost, and you're going to get in trouble if you don't do your stuff correctly. Out of all my videos, every time I say this, guys, it's very, very important. Always start with what you need legal requirements first, and then try to see what you want to sell and where you want to operate, you know? So that leads me to the next point, like where do you want to operate? In Quebec and Ontario, as we saw before in my previous other videos, there's not really necessary permits that you will need if you're operating in a private business. Is BC different or is it somehow the same?
I'm not sure. I just started with a business license.
Okay.
But I've also had several different locations. You know, when I first started, I had a gym, a tire shop, and our local airport. Right? And then I started learning that hospitality is going to be where you're going to make your money. So I only do hotels now. I would assume a business license, and depends what you're selling. If you're selling, you know, alcohol or vapes, you're probably going to need a liquor license or something similar to that. So
I want to revisit the part where you said that you had airport vending machines.
Yes.
How in the world would someone go up and get those locations? Those are one of like the most popular, notorious locations to get. I think you need like employees to do that or something. Like that's amazing. How did that even start?
Normally, you would have to go talk to the airport. You know, get permission. They're going to want heavy commissions for that. They're going to have restrictions and whatnot. I just happen to be good friends with the owner of the bistro inside the airport. Okay. So he let me set it up inside the bistro. And
okay, nice.
We go, right?
So contact was your biggest...
networking is going to be great.
Networking.
Yes. If you're going to be paying locators to find your spots for you, it's not going to go awesome. I've dealt with locators. I don't think I'd ever do that again.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you dealt with locators in BC specifically?
A couple of them. And my first, when I was fresh out the gate, I had 3 machines. I just bought 3 machines. Yeah. One's going to the airport. Where are the other 2 going to go? So I paid a locator to find me my locations. I gave him $1,000. I set my machines up. Within a month, I was getting kicked out because no one checked corporate.
No.
And you're out $1,000 because this guy just kind of didn't even look into it. Just here's the location. Here you go. Yeah. And when you're starting out, it's hard. You know, that's like trying to figure out what to put in them.
Now, that's one little thing I wanted to also ask. You said you add images on the screens to attract potential clients to buy from the machine. How does that work exactly? Because we were on the call, you explained it a little bit, but I don't know if you can explain just a little bit more again, because it was really interesting.
Yeah, basically it's a menu. and that's on the screen, pictures of your cans of drinks and stuff. That's going to be in there. But what I learned from the airport is when you're 50 feet away from that 27-inch screen, if you slap the logos of the companies and the products that you're selling on the menu, and then when you click on the logo, the product pops up, you're going to see that logo from 50 feet away, and you're going to go, oh, hey, I know what that is. I'd like one of those. You know, having just cans on the screen didn't work. It just, unless you're standing right in front of the machine, which, so using images and whatnot that are designed to catch the eye helps so much more. When I look back at what I was trying to sell people products with then versus how I've been able to catch the eye, it's kind of interesting to see how it evolves. Even just over 3 years, you get better at things as you do them if you do them all the time.
What was the most difficult thing you can say when you first started a vending machine business in BC? Or you can even say the most difficult in Canada in general.
You know, the paperwork is just paper. You get a business license, you just submit an application and you pay your money and you get it. And so that part is easy. Figuring out what to put in the machine. Anybody can buy the machine. I'm not much of a junk food guy, so I had a real time figuring out what
that's hard.
People want. And I see other guys all the time. You know, you're somewhere in a lunchroom and you see a guy filling the vending machine. I don't know about you, but I got to go talk to this guy, right? You have to figure out who you're selling it to and what are they going to buy. Like, they're not just going to use your machine because it's sitting there. They're going to use the machine because you have something that they want inside of it. So that was the hardest part for me, was just figuring out what products.
What would be the best piece of advice you would give to young Canadian entrepreneurs that are starting right now business? What would be the best piece of advice you can give them starting in 2026?
I would say any business, you're going to get out what you put into it, really. So, you know, with the vending, we thought it was passive. You know, you could just do the bare minimum and you might make a little bit of money, or you can really, you know, get into it, start figuring out, you know, summer's coming, change your product lines up, what's coming, what new products are coming. You're gonna get out of your business what you put into it. Be serious, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna work for myself and I'm gonna go get all these permits and licenses and whatever. Be prepared to do the legwork. You know, there's going to be late nights. You know, nobody pays you overtime when you got your own business. You have to want it, right? So if you're thinking about starting a business, you need to think about, am I going to be willing to make sacrifices for this, for it to grow? It
has to be fun in a way, right? Because you have to put in
It can be fun, and it can be, I don't know what you, repairs and whatnot, it can be very frustrating.
It's fun seeing the transactions while you're sleeping, but it's not fun when the owner writes to you saying, like, it's not cold anymore. Like, that's the worst thing you can say to an operator. Like, your machine is not cold anymore. Oh, there you go. $1,000 in like radiator fees or compressor fees. Worst things.
100%. Keep spare parts around. I personally,
that's a good one.
One extra machine at home that I use for all my testing. So I'll test the products, physically test the products in the coils, tape the door switch so you can run it with the door open and see where they're going to catch up and whatnot. Also with the image editing, you know, the screen, I have to test my images. But it also has one spare of everything. So I have a spare cooling deck. So if one of my machines is not making cold anymore, I have a spare. I'll put that in. It'll be running in an hour, and then I can fix this one at my leisure. I don't know when the mechanic's going to get there, kind of thing. My best advice to people, if you're going to do vending machines, go buy spare parts and put them on the shelf.
Good idea.
Because that'll make your difference between your downtime being an hour or who knows.
And I would say, last question, what is the name of your business?
Fiddlehead Vending. I call it Fiddlehead Vending. That's
the name of your business. And do you have a website, or where can people reach you at if they're looking for vending machine locations or BC? I don't know, are you taking new customers currently? Or
no, I don't even have enough machines to fill my hotels as it is. As you know, FIFA World Cup's coming to Vancouver. The rooms have been booked last year. So I'm taking, I got one machine that I pulled from another location. It's going to the hotel. So no, I'm not taking any new customers. I don't have a website yet. I didn't really think it would grow to this. I made a 5-year plan. And, within the first year, it's like, wow, we've already expanded. We've bought more machines. So I would love to get to that point maybe this year or next year. Well,
thank you so much. I'm going to stop taking more of your time. Other than that, I'm going to put all the name of the company here of your vending company. But only reach Kurby, guys, if you really need a location, because he's fully booked for the World Cup. Unless you really, and if it's a good location, Kurby will evaluate it and put his smart machines there. But other than that, thank you very much. Now, starting a laundromat business, is it really worth it in British Columbia? Well, let's take a look. Laundromat business, vending machine business, both businesses are not passive one bit. Semi-passive, maybe. It depends how you structure it. We'll see this cost in the next interview with Maureen, but I'm letting you know the cost is a lot higher for the laundromat, that's for sure. But does it have a much bigger turnaround? Let's take a look. What's up, guys? We're in Vancouver, but today it's pretty different. We're here with Maureen. Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you.
And we're here with her laundromat. For a lot of people that have asked me in the comments, how do you start a laundromat in Canada? Well, she's gonna have the answers for you guys today. You've been in the business for like, how long?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
And she also owns other businesses as well.
I own a swim school.
Swim school,
yeah.
Which is crazy. And she does social media. So you can find her on social media as well, on Instagram or on TikTok as well. So it's pretty cool. Pretty surprised about the story because we both got interviewed.
Globe and Mail.
The Globe and Mail.
Yeah.
That was one of my first interviews. What was the biggest struggles you've had, you can say, like starting out in BC, that you said you would say, if I would start again from scratch, this is what I would do instead?
Honestly, I would say I got pretty lucky with this laundromat. It was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, just location-wise, pricing, just the whole situation was set up really nicely for me. I would say nowadays, you can't really find that anymore. Like, it's gonna be much more difficult to find like a reasonably priced laundromat. I'd say the most important part is to give it your all, even if you have a full-time job. You know, you gotta come after to renovate the place, hire good staff, and just make sure you have really good systems in place early on. I'd say if you're going to start anything, then really good systems in place early on.
Okay, if you would start right now, the laundromat will be a little bit more expensive. How much would a laundromat like this, maybe somewhere else, would cost these times during these years? Approximately?
I mean, I have not really been looking at the market too much these days, but I would say they probably run for $200K-ish.
What?
And
oh my god.
Yeah, they're still like, you know, used machines, not really great.
That's with the customer clientele list and like the actual, but not, well, it comes with the material, with the machines and everything, the 200K and the customer clientele list. And would you say for a laundromat, a customer clientele list is one of the most important things that a laundromat can have? Or is it more like exposure for, let's say, public sidewalk, people seeing that there's a laundromat there and saying it's a good place to go to?
I would say location is number one.
Okay.
The customer base, it doesn't really matter. When I bought this laundromat, there was zero customer base, and even though it was a turnkey business, I still had to find the customers. So it wasn't necessarily a 100% turnkey. It was turnkey in the sense that the machines were already here. This is already a laundromat, but there was no business to it. So the location is really what driving us. We're right next to a really famous restaurant here.
Oh, well, it's really there.
Little promo for them as well.
They've been there for a long time. Initially, when you bought it.
They've been here for a while, and like around 1 o'clock they start making their sushi, and our place smells like vinegar.
Oh, well, that's cool. Okay, so if your customers are hungry, they can just, go in the other side and then they can come back.
And then we also vice versa. Like, we get customers because people are lining up for sushi.
Oh,
and then,
really? Wow.
Like, the line usually goes like to our door here because they're super busy all the time. So then we get traffic that way as well. And then also like just the area that we're in right now on Main Street.
Is this like downtown Vancouver-ish, or where are we currently?
This is Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is kind of known to be hip, trendy. It has lots of like little boutiques, lots of thrift stores.
Reminds me of Montreal a lot.
Kind of like a younger population.
Younger audience. So you would say that a lot of your clientele is younger audience base?
No, I mean, everyone needs to do laundry, right?
Okay, now that we were talking a little bit about food, this is one of the questions I wanted to ask mostly. Would you ever put a vending machine in your laundromat? Because we do see a lot of laundromats, they have vending machines. Actually, laundromat owners, they also ask operators to place their vending machines here. Did you ever consider putting a vending machine in your business here? This is not a sales pitch, by the way. I'm joking.
No, I mean, that was one of the first things I thought about when I was buying the laundromat, and obviously another business idea that I had even prior to buying the laundromat. You know, it's one of those boring businesses. For us, like, we just don't have the space for it, and frankly, the profit margins are not going to be there for us because our focus is laundry. Right? You saw how much laundry we had in the back.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
We, like, every single square inch of our place is packed with laundry. You could put it where the bookshelf is, but the bookshelf is a really nice area.
What about vending machine Tide Pods?
Vending machine Tide Pods, yes, I've seen that as well.
Nice. So I just got a vending machine Tide Pod. No,
the ROI is just not there. I mean, like, we can just buy the pods and then put them where they are, and then our staff are still working, and then they can just give them the pod, right?
Exactly.
It takes like 5 seconds to give them a pod.
Okay. How much do you sell the pods for, if I can ask?
The scented ones are $1.50 and the unscented is $2.
So you have a whole team behind you. Because I remember when sorry guys, if there's a lot of sound here, it's because we're literally outside. I literally called the Laundromat initially, and I was asking for you, and I thought it was gonna be you who was gonna answer the phone.
Oh, you called us?
Yes, I called you, and then one of your team answered, and I'm like, oh my god, she has a lot of people working.
Yeah, no, I'm actually barely here.
But that's pretty good. So you get to have, you know, your own life, you know, outside your business, which a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of people going into businesses in Canada right now, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a business where they can, yes, it might be like a boring business, but they can have a life next to it, because having a retail store is not quite easy all the time. I personally had a retail store when I was 19. So I had a grocery store. And
where?
In Montreal. So it was near a metro. We called them Metro Henry Bourassa in Montreal. For those who know, they know. It lasted like 3 years, but we wanted to make it like an automatic grocery store, you know. It was a lot of work, but in general, like, I do understand how much work this takes. Like, it was almost like 24/7 for me.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even have a team, so I'm like, this is amazing what you're currently running right now, and props to you. Like, this is, I mean, you've done it. Like, congrats. Questions I do get a lot is permits and like how to start this business. Do you know a lot about what it takes to start this type of business here in Canada, mostly in BC?
Yeah.
Like, are they strict? Are they strict with the stuff or not really?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I mean, what's there to be strict about? It's a laundromat. I mean, when I bought the place, it was already a laundromat, so I really just need to get the business license, right? It's like, I think like $400 a year.
What's the name of the business license for a laundromat? Is it just like
it's categories.
General?
So if you own a restaurant, then your category has a certain license price attached to it.
Okay.
So if I think it's called like coin operated laundromat, then our fee is $400. If you are a salon, then your fee is this much. It's your business license.
Oh, business license. Okay. In terms of budget, how much did it actually take, apart from, you know, how much you bought the laundromat, but apart from that, you know, maintaining it, apart from the team salaries and everything, but just maintaining the machines, I would say cost of products, and I think that's about it. Well, other stuff that you might have in mind. Like, how much approximately does it usually cost to maintain a laundromat like this?
So I mean, minus the staffing, right? We're looking at utilities. Let's say every month we get one of the bills, and then every 2 months we get 2 of the bills. So 1 month we'll pay, let's say, $1,000 for the gas, which like heats the dryers and whatnot. And then the other one is BC Hydro, which is like electricity and water, and that's also about $1,000. But I forget which one it is, but one of them is sent every 2 months, and then one of them is every month, give or take $1,500.
$1,500 a month
for utility. The other stuff is pretty small. I mean, like, our Costco haul usually runs us about $500 a month. That includes like detergents, toilet paper, pods, anything like that, bleach. Our phone bill and whatnot, it's really, really cheap to do. I feel like I'm missing, maintenance. That's what you were asking about. Maintenance. So
do the machines need a lot of maintenance every day?
Yeah, for sure. Not every day, just like on an on-call basis, kind of.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's really important to have really good maintenance people that you either hire out, or obviously if you're a small business, then you need to try and do it yourself as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm super lucky. My dad's pretty handy, so my dad does like 90% of the maintenance.
Amazing. Yeah.
And I pay him with love. But I do pay him. He does my delivery driving like once in a while.
Okay. So
like,
it's
sick.
It's like a family business, as well.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like if someone's sick or something like that.
It does help with that.
Yeah, but for like the bigger stuff that he can't fix, then we have a couple of people that we call, and then it's just really on an on-call basis. Like it can run you, $200 to like $2,000, right? Depending on what you're fixing, right?
Well, it's not bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher, but okay, that's not a bad cost. Other than that, where can people find you in social media, and they have more questions about Laundromat and stuff like that? Yeah,
sure. So my Instagram is Maureen _, so it's just my first and last name with an underscore.
Okay.
And then my TikTok is heyo.itsmo.
Okay, perfect. Heyo is .mo. There you go, guys. So Maureen here, Laundromat, Vancouver. Let's go. What is my final decision? A laundromat business or a vending machine business? Personally, I would go for the vending machine business due to the upfront capital cost. But either business has its pros and cons. Yes, starting a laundromat business has a higher upfront cost, and even worse if you're buying an existing laundromat business. But the ROI can be a lot higher for a laundromat business. At the end of the day, everyone needs to wash their clothes, so it is considered an essential business. But other than that, huge thanks for Kurby and Maureen to be participating in today's video. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get this community going as soon as possible. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning. Mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive.